Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, man, and we are back with another episode of the Coach Jeff Grossman Dynasty here on NCAA 14. Gotta use that college football revamp, of course. We got a couple of tough games for us here, man. We're starting off this episode taking on a tough Penn State squad. They are currently undefeated on the season, and they're also ranked number 7 in the country. And most of all, we got to go on the road against them, but that's not the only team that we're going up against here today. After this game, we go on the road again. Yeah, 2 road games in one episode. It's going to be rough for us. We also go on the road to play against the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're really good as well, 5-1, ranked 17th in the nation. So 2 consecutive top 25 matchups. But before we even do anything, I saw you guys' comments, from earlier in the season, and I think it's time for us to go ahead and make a change. Penei Boone is just simply not fat. He's not that fast for a running back. 79 speed, does have fantastic awareness, which I do like, but Isaiah Jacobs is just quicker, man, at the end of the day, and we need a little bit more lightning out of the backfield. So I am going to go ahead. I'm going to move Isaiah Jacobs into that starting halfback position, but then what I'm also going to do as well, because Eric Webb is, Penei Boone's actually really fast per se, so I'm going to move Penei Boone to that full back position and move Eric Webb as my backup guy. So we'll have a little bit more. We'll still utilize Penei Boone as a fullback. He's a little bit faster. And that being said, man, I hope you're ready for this episode. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. See if we can get 2-0 in this episode. But if you're ready for it, man, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you want to be brand new. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing underway, baby. Let's go. Alright, man, so let's go ahead and see just how we stack up against the number 7 team in the nation. Second possession in the game for us, and we find Raheem Jarrett in quadruple coverage, but it doesn't matter, man. We still able to go ahead and make sure he gets that catch, and like I said, man, Raheem Jarrett, he's a bad man. Like, he cannot be stopped very easily. He constantly needs at least double team attention, or else he'll make you pay for it. As we do come through with another second and short, looking over the middle, trying to connect with Dejuan McDougal, but we did end up throwing that one a little bit, ahead of our receiver, I would say. So it sets up a third down because of it. And listen, Tulia only needed a few yards, so there was a wide open lane in the middle of the offensive line. He took advantage. And we find ourselves in the red zone here with a chance to go ahead and take the lead on the number 7 team in the nation. And how about Penei Boone? I'm already liking the idea of having him at that fullback position. He definitely has a little bit more burst than Eric Webb. We'll see if we can try to find the end zone with our other running back, Isaiah Jacobs, who, as he should have, is back to a more prominent role with our offense. But because of the changes, it also gets some more run for Caleb Clark, who takes advantage into the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland! And the Terrapins are going to be ahead of the number 7 team in the entire nation. But Penn State will respond in kind. They will end up going ahead and getting a field goal up on the board. So they will be back ahead as of right now. Let's see if our offense can repeat and get ourselves 2 touchdowns in the last 2 possessions. As Tulia will drop back, 2nd and 9. Looks over the right-hand side, finds Isaiah Jacobs, who does end up staying up on his feet and does manage to go ahead and pick up that first down. We'll see if we can follow that up with another first as Tulia looks to the right. He's going to drop back. Drops it off to Isaiah Jacobs again, but this time this will end up actually being a little bit short of the marker. And Penn State is going to score yet another touchdown. So already really poking some holes through our defense. We're going to have to come through and get a bunch of points for our offense if we are going to stay in this game and give ourselves the best opportunity to try to win this thing, as Isaiah Jacobs continues, to get a good workload in, averaging close to 6 yards a carry. Only need one more yard here for the first down. We'll see if we can get it. Gonna actually try to pass for it though, as Tulia's gonna drop back. He's gonna try to scramble for the first down. He fumbles it, and it fumbles out of bounds. Oh my goodness. And there was a couple guys that were open, but I didn't think Tulia could necessarily throw a great ball there. And our team is simply just starting to fall apart. Of our first turnover of this game, actually. But Penn State absolutely relentless on the offensive side of the ball. Already 30 points here in this first half. So, Julia talking about, oh, got some work to do. We find Corey Dykes over the middle for the first down. We're going to have to string a few more of those together. Let's see if we can at least finish this first half strong and get some points on the board and still try to go ahead and make this a little bit more competitive of a game. We got a second and short now coming up, as Tulia going to get ready to drop back. He's got some space to work. Tries to throw it to the right-hand side. He was looking for Dejuan McDougal, and he forced it down that way. He didn't even need to do that. He had guys open down the center of the field, but just was really locked in there in terms of making sure that he wanted to force it over that way. And yeah, this game just simply is not meant to be at the end of the day. Like Penn State certainly got that explosive offense, but we just really shot ourselves in the foot. We really could have never necessarily recovered. We'll try to at least salvage something out of it. If it gets any worse, we might put in the backups, and look at that. Another interception. Trying to go to Dejuan McDougal, and this time the dude straight up just runs the route for him. Like Joey Porter Jr., he was on it the whole time, and it's just a rough way to go down, especially, considering there was some major Big Ten East implications, and we're just not ready to compete for that conference championship. I don't know what it is. Just trying to change that culture at Maryland. We do end up getting some points on the board after the fact, but they were all garbage time. The game was already decided. It was just a really rough one for the boys, to say the least. So listen, man, that Penn State team, they was certainly no joke, man. They tore us apart out there. I mean, it was 51-7 at some point. I mean, it was the turnovers, really, at the end of the day. I mean, that really set the tone in this one. I mean, we played a lot better, when it was garbage time in the second half. But, when the game matters, we actually have to do a much better job of taking care of this football. And hopefully we can right the ship against Ohio State. But going into another pivotal top 25 road game, this was certainly not how we wanted to play whatsoever. Alright, man, so the Penn State game did not go how we wanted it to be, but that being said, though, let's see if we can make something shake here against this Ohio State squad. We're out here in Columbus, too. We got a full house and everything, but let's see if we can make a lot of people disappointed by the time we're done. Let's start with this drive right here. Gonna fake it to Panay Boom, throw it over the middle, find Rakeem Jarrett. And that's the key, man. Got to get Rakeem Jarrett involved early. He's our best playmaker that we have on this team, man. We got to take advantage of it. As we look to the right-hand side, we find Isaiah Jacobs down the sideline for a huge first down. And not to mention, Tua Tagovailoa sets the school record for most passing yards in a career. Something that has stood for legitimate at least 20 years. Like, it was at least a good 20, 25 year record. that we have the privilege of breaking, man. So shout out to Tulia Tagovailoa to go ahead and get that record. Let's see if we can also add a dub to that, as well as Tulia does end up going ahead and picking up the first down with his legs. So fresh set of downs for the Terps to work with, as we'll go play action here on 1st and 10. Finding Corey Dykes down the sideline, and he will pick up yet another first down for us. Is now a couple plays later, 2nd and long. Gonna fake the handoff to Panay Boone. Can we get the attention? We do. Jacobs gets lit up like a Christmas tree and doesn't even make it to that first down marker either. So now Tulia will throw on 3rd and 1, and we do end up finding Dejuan McDougal. He will pick up that first down for us. So just a couple of yards away from tying it up against the 15th ranked team in the nation, and we will do just that, baby. Let's go, man. We tie things up against the Ohio State Buckeyes. And the Ohio State offense cannot respond in kind, so we actually got a chance to go ahead and maybe take the lead on these guys. All depends on how this next possession goes down for us. And I think the key here is try to dominate that time of possession. I want to have some long, methodical drives to work with. I think if we can do that, limit the chances that Ohio State can get, we can come away and win a game yet again against Ohio State, as Tulia gets lit up like a Christmas tree and just didn't even have time. Jack Sawyer was going to rush in there like a vulture, and it's not looking good for us. Tulia is down, and it is hurt. And we do end up finding out as well that Tulia Tagovailoa bruised his sternum, and he's going to be out for the rest of this game. So that does mean that David Faust is going to come into this game here, and it's a big one for us. Big opportunity for David Faust to show well, as I say, we try to set up the halfback screen. Want to get David Faust in a little bit more rhythm. But, you know, Ohio State, when they smell blood in the water, they will take advantage of it. They get 2 scores in a row before the end of the half. So we come into the second half down 21-7. So our offense, with our backup quarterback, by the way, they got plenty of work that needs to be done. We'll see if they're ready for it, as Isaiah Jacobs gonna cut it upfield. We're gonna need a whole team effort, and that will certainly help our quarterback get comfortable. As now 1st and 10. Faust dropping back, looks over the middle, finds Raheem Jarrett, who nearly makes it to that first down marker. Going to be just shy of the sticks. So now a 2nd and inches coming up for Maryland, and we'll pick it up that first down easily. I like what we did with our running game. I think we're a little bit more explosive ever since we did go ahead and make those changes. But it hasn't translated into a big victory yet, as David Faust gets hit again. This time, Jacoby Cohen comes in there, blows that play up, and it's a 3rd and long that we got to deal with. Because of it, we almost got intercepted. And what a huge, just a very athletic play to prevent a completion, even though it didn't end up being completed. We're going to go for it here on 4th down. Kind of have to at this point, because the field goal doesn't really help that out all that much, but we do pick up the first down thanks to Raheem Jarrett. You already know the man is a stud. And Isaiah Jacobs will make sure to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity as well. We find the end zone, and this thing is just a 1-score game. And with our defense holding up, we got a chance again to tie this thing back up, knotted up 0-0 in my opinion in mind, but a big drive nonetheless. Let's see if we can make it happen. 2nd and 4. Caleb Clark, he's going to actually go into motion. Got some decent blocking upfield. We'll manage to go ahead, pick up the first down. Offense starting to find a rhythm, but a 3rd and 5 that we need to pick up, as David Looks over the middle of the field, and what a diving grab by Marcus Fleming Jr., the Miami product, man. Diving for that ball, and it was right where David Faust needed to throw it, away from those athletic secondary guys. But not how we wanted to take advantage of the big play downfield. Kurt Williams II blows up the next play real quick. And it's 2nd and 20, not where we want to be as an offense. We'll try to get something going with Isaiah Jacobs here, see if we can get close to the original line of scrimmage. And we kind of do just that, at least make it a little bit more manageable of a 3rd down. Given we are in Ohio State territory, probably will end up going for it if we can pick up some yards here, as Faust looks over the middle and finds Marcus Fleming Jr. again. And another big-time throw by David Faust gets us into the red zone, just a few yards away from tying this thing, and we will do just that, baby. Let's go, man. Raheem Jarrett with a huge touchdown as he wins his one-on-one route on the outside. One of the best receivers in college football, man. I'm telling you what right now. That is a hill that I'm willing to die on. I'm telling you. And this thing is all tied up here in the 4th quarter. This could be a really big win for us if we can come away here and get the dub. As now, 2nd and 1. Faust under center, dropping back, but gets sacked immediately. Did anyone even block him? As JTT, he got in there real quick, and I don't think anybody even blocked him. I don't even know how he got through that offensive line, but oh my goodness. But 3rd and 5 coming up here. Going to try to throw it to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted by B.J. Johnson. And how about this? Originally was locked in to the underneath guy, but got back, did a great recovery. And that's not even on David Faust. I'm going to be honest with you. That's more of just how great of a play that B.J. Johnson makes. And that does end up becoming an Ohio State touchdown as well. So it's all... So now we're down by a possession here. We're down by 7. Let's see if we can go ahead. Try to tie this game right back up. If we don't score on this possession, that could really put us in a tough spot. We're late in this game. Let's see if we can make it happen. 3rd and 3. Isaiah Jacobs spins off one defender and does keep the legs turning to at least give us a brand new set of sticks. Is now 1st and 10. Faust fakes the handoff, gonna pitch it out to Panay Boone, and Boone actually couldn't truck his way forward for more yards, but still a nice 5-yard gain. Makes us a little bit more flexible with our 2nd down call. End up going with a slants as Dejuan McDougal. Oh, if he got away from that last defender, that man could have really been gone like a girl in a country song. As now, Faust dropping back, looks over to the right-hand side, gonna try to throw it over to his receiver, but just, didn't set the feet complete. Throwing on the run, not a necessarily a strength for David Faust. That's why I haven't started him. I know there was a comment saying that I should start Faust over Tagovailoa, but, Tagovailoa is at least a much better passer in that throw on the run, and he's more athletic as well. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger. But Faust auditioning for that starting job for next season, and he's making some big-time throws, man. Another 4th down, and finds Marcus Fleming. Almost, I'm actually pretty shocked that he didn't get into the end zone there. Not that it matters, because we will find that end zone once again, baby. Another touchdown for the Maryland football team, baby. Let's go, man. But we miss the extra point. So, and thankfully we got the ball back. But that being said, though, that's a rough look for us as Raheem Jarrett down the sideline and gets across the 50-yard line. How is Raheem Jarrett all by himself? That has to be a miscommunication on defense. But we'll see if we can keep the drive moving. We find Panay Boone in the underneath. Pick up 5 yards. Get out of bounds, too. as we do not have any timeouts to work with, so we cannot take a sack here. As Faust looking around, is going to just go ahead, throw this thing away. Nobody open downfield. So now, 4th and 5 coming up. We need this first down desperately, and we're going to end up getting it with Dejuan McDougal. He does pick up the first down for us, and we keep our hopes alive. But we got to go into a no huddle quickly. This clock is ticking as soon as the ball is ready to be snapped, and right away getting it out to Dejuan McDougal, who not only picks up the first down, but also goes ahead and makes sure he gets out of bounds too. The clock will stop at 54 seconds as we throw over the middle. Find our receiver, Nick DeGennaro. And that gives us the lead with just 49 seconds left in this ball game. How about that dot right over the middle of the field, man? Let's go, baby. You'll love to see it. And we will try to go for 2 in order to make this a 7-point game, but we're going to be denied. We will not get that 2-point conversion there. Jack Sawyer makes the play. And we'll see if our defense has what it takes to go ahead and make sure that we win this game. But Quinn Ewers, who does not transfer in this dynasty, he is now the starting quarterback for Ohio State, has them marching down the field, and Quinn Ewers gets the touchdown. They do not get the 2-point conversion, though. So we only get one opportunity at the end zone. Faust dropping back, looking around, going to try to throw it downfield, and it's batted down. And this game is going to be over. And you want to talk about losing an absolute heartbreak. We did just that. We did what we can do. David Faust leads a great last-minute drive, but it simply isn't enough. So we do end up getting the #1 instant classic, at least ever since we got College Football Revamped, but it still hurts in the fact that we lose this game by a heartbreaker, man. It definitely hurts, and I go back to when we missed that extra point. That would have gave us the chance to at least tie this game. If we did have to do that, could have just chipped on another extra point and we could have gone from there. But yeah, this one hurts, man. We did have one turnover, but it was because of a fantastic play. David Faust did really good overall, you know, competed right with Quinn Ewers. So, I mean, really can't complain about that, but just, you know, couldn't get that stop on defense. That was a really big ask, and, you know, unfortunately, we just left enough time on the board for Ohio State to march down the field and win this football game on us. But I am happy with how this team fought back. We were down 21-7 at half and found a way to come back. And David Faust, you know, pretty good out there. 19 for 30, 287, 2 touchdowns, an interception. You know, really can't complain with what he was able to do today. Did take a few sacks, but that's more on the offensive line. Tulia Tagovailoa was also pretty good too when he was in there. 5 for 6, 48 yards. He did get hurt early, unfortunately. Now, for our running game also did a pretty good job. Isaiah Jacobs did get the bulk of the carries. 20 carries, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tulia Tagovailoa did find the end zone on the ground as well. But we also got Caleb Clark and Panay Boone a little bit more involved in this offense as well. I like the new arrangement that we have with our running game. So even though we did go 0-2, I do want to keep that moving forward. Raheem Jarrett was also absolutely electric as well. 8 catches, 138 yards, a touchdown to go with it as well. But he wasn't the only one that scored. Nick DeGennaro. Now, I haven't called his name much all season, but that being said, though, he did get into the end zone. Thought it was going to be the game-winning touchdown, but that simply wasn't meant to be. Marcus Fleming Jr. also had a really big day. 3 catches, 85 yards. You know, good day for our offense. You know, I like how we rebounded considering how bad we looked against Penn State, against Michigan in the previous episode as well. It just sucks that it did have to go down the way that it did. But despite the fact that we are currently on a 3-game losing streak, that being said though, we're still ranked and we are done with our gauntlet. So we only have our 3 games left to play. One of them is against Indiana, who is towards the bottom of the Big Ten East. Same thing could be said about Rutgers. And then we'll close out the season with Michigan State. So 3 games left in this episode. We can still do some really good things, even though we probably are out of contention for the Big Ten championship game because of this 3-game skid that we're on. But we can still do some good things this season, and we'll see what we can end up doing. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed today's episode, I do need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have to be brand new. Shoot, hit me up down in the comments down below. But with all that being said, this is John J Gaming on the mic, signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.